It just, as it turns out, did not work. Well, I don't think we're going to see that on Watchpoint Gibraltar, but we're going to see what else Renegades and FNRGFE can pull out of their hats, as this is going to be the second map. FNRG down 1-0 to Renegades.
So, Hex, when I take a look at this and we sort of look at the teams here, if we can expect Mangachu to come in here on the 76, I think this is going to be a little bit tough for him because the thing that Mangachu excels on in Soldier really isn't so much his raw mechanical play. He's not a Soldier that's going to be getting tons of kills without ultimates. He does have very good tactical visors. The problem is that when you're going up against a very good opposing Diva, you're going to get pressured in both of those phases. And I think particularly in the phase where he doesn't even have his ultimate, it's gonna make things tough for him.
I think a lot of it could be dependent on Sherlocky, because if they set up in the spot where a lot of soldiers like to set up, very far and back in the corner, a lot of that dive defense is based on can you hit the sleep dart when it comes in. So I think Mangachu, this is not Mangachu 3 months ago, which I would have 100% agreed on you that his 76 was subpar at best. I think he's playing better lately. Now, if that's better is going to be enough, that question remains to be seen. But I will give him the benefit of the doubt. He's put a lot of work in on widening his pool. And I think a lot of help that he's going to get is from Zachary. They hadn't had like this great Genji play before, and Zachary has been a great player for them.
Well, they have had good Genjis in the past, so I mean, even though Zachary has been great on Genji, there were moments where they had side-paying out for the team, and he was very good. So I don't think Renegades has actually had a dearth of good Genjis for them over time. But in any case, this first fight is underway, and Renegades is being really aggressive with defense, but they dive back on the Primo Dulce. FNRGFE just dove back in response to that dive, and Primo got caught out in that early room, so they grab a very quick 6v5 here.
That's 101 how to catch a dive. It wasn't really even a dive because he was the only one who went in. Apparently Zachary missed the memo. He does equalize a little bit, takes out Buds early on, but this should be it for the very aggressive first defense, especially taking on Jer, who's trying to get out of there. They're going to have to back up, wait for your horses to come back in, and then they should be able to set up on the high ground here again, and that's where essentially your biggest fight's going to come on Gibraltar first.
I just feel like there was a signal cross there because Primo went really deep and then looked around and went, wait, no one else here is with me? Now I have a Diva boxing the end? It wasn't great. Renegades, though, they do get an opportunity to come back in. Pulse Bomb is out from Jesus and does not connect. Zenyatta on Tracer Violence, going to set the tone. And already, FNRGFE getting a whole lot of momentum, and they should be able to grab first rather easily here, especially with Transcendence, keeping them healthy in this fight.
Yeah, they did have to force out the Transcend. It just seemed like they never got their feet under them after that first set, whatever. Really, after that first Winston dive, they went in, and as you mentioned it, Wires looked cross there. Why did you not give him at least a little bit of support? Because even a Genji going in there with a deflect might keep Winston alive a little bit longer, keep some bullets off him at the very least. Clockwork says goodbye, Primo.
That is animal cruelty. Primo was just trying to get back to his team off the split spawn, and Clockwork. One clip, a pulse bomb, and good night. That's a really big swing of momentum for FNRGFE as they continue to apply pressure here, Hex.
They need to find a way to stabilize here. It has not been stabilized yet. Again, since that first jump, they were never able to get the high ground setup that they want. You want essentially your 76 and 2 supports up there, if at all possible. Though Zachary chasing people away a little bit. A single kill from Mangachu's Diva does take down Buds. These might be the kills they need to finally stabilize here.
This is a swap up they've seen from Renegades. They realize that they need the Diva and they put Mangachu onto it, but this could be very much in FNRGFE's favor because, as we were talking before, in terms of Diva matchups, Coolman has a big advantage versus Mangachu, and in terms of just coordination, FNRGFE has been playing better with their dive tanks, and so far, Renegades is not able to even get any semblance of stabilizing here.
No, they got a couple of kills, but then still unable to bring it back, and now with the split spawns of Gibraltar, they're going to be in trouble. They find a hiding Tracer, almost take her down. Clockwork has just been on the super cleanup. No escape from this man. He has crushed it time and again, and I love how aggressive they're playing here.
Clockwork probably does not have a back key on his keyboard right now. His Tracer can only go forward, and speaking of going forward, he has a pulse bomb up right now. He's waiting for the triple blink to come in on the side and find someone, but Jesus has had enough. Pressures him back, stops a preemptive pulse bomb, but FNRGFE is still getting all sorts of payload momentum here.
Finds the check. They force out a barrier on the defense. You like to turn this into some aggression or some kills. They are able to demech Matt, at least with the help of a Jesus Pulse Bomb. So that's nice for him. Still trading back and forth. However, ZP, this is where you generally see defenses stabilize on Gibraltar, even if the map goes as poorly as it did the first two.
Jesus finishing his play, getting rid of Cool Map there. But FNRGFE, they double down. Bud says, I got this. They sound barrier, and Buds picks up a 3K. What an opportunity taken by FNRGFE here. And they have Renegades Renegades perhaps in check right now, because Renegades is going to find it really hard to get out of their spawn hex.
How many people has Clockwork killed while they were in spawn? That is just demoralizing right there. Throws a pulse bomb in there, takes them out too. This is something you never want to see. A tactical visor from the high ground. Defense Matrix will get some of it, but not all of it. That is 2 kills and a DMAC before Buds goes down.
Buds went down, but he did the job before falling. Puts FNRGFE in a great position, and now it might just be a matter of time. Renegades desperately trying to stall out, but they're in a tough spot here. Self-destruct comes in, and FNRGFE just keeping on the pressure as we see a random Reinhardt come out.
Oh, it's Sherlocky on Reinhardt. Makes a ton of sense. Your main support to switch him over to Reinhardt.
I don't know. Just, why not? Sometimes you call for a burly German man to solve your problems.
Wants to switch over to the Widow as well. He wants a little more precision in his firing scope over the top. Clockwork hits another pulse bomb on Sherlocky. Zachary's out here on the May just trying to stall. I think they know they're not going to stop this from happening, but they're just trying to buy time.
I think that is the method of their madness with Reinhardt. Just it's another like thick body to put on the card.
Buds.
Buds with the Widow play the back, shot after shot, flick after flick. He is going off his own personal shooting gallery, but to set an incredibly quick time here on Watch Point Gibraltar.
That's great play, but it's the best point to be a Widow when like the team is they can't afford to send anyone after you. You can just sit back. You're going to get zero pressure on you, and they really have to fight on the cart. So yes, great play from Buds, but nah. Well, so we'll see it in first person here. Yeah. Actually, we're gonna get a nice replay.
This is Buds turning Overwatch into Duck Hunt. Just imagine little dog laughing, everyone else is ducks, and he's with the old Nintendo light gun. That's how I envision the scenario.
Yeah, I was really good at Duck Hunt because I just put the light gun right up to the TV.
Wow.
Yeah, I nailed it.
I thought that would be something I would do.
Yeah, you are scummy. You're scummy in the way you play your video games.
Thank you for the qualification, as opposed to just leaving it at scummy. Like,
yeah.
At the very least, like, give a title to it. Just call me a scum lord.
Okay, sure. I mean, if that's what you want.
Well, I mean, I just feel like if you're gonna do something, you go full out, right? You become the lord of it. Like, you gotta own it.
I was gonna let it go. I was actually gonna apologize, but I think if you want to own it, you can own it.
Look, you know what? You can be a villain. You can be a hero. Yeah. So, you just gotta choose a side.
So as we look over to the beautiful ocean and what could possibly be a BioShock crossover where Winston is the villain in the next one.
You know, if Monty and Doa didn't say that they already got their furniture, I would just say that their furniture is on that boat.
On that boat, yeah.
They were waiting for all. It's like, don't know when it's going to get there.
The old cargo ships over there. Those frighten me for some reason. They're so tall and so massive, and they're all made of metal and they're underwater. Like, I don't understand how physics works in general, so, like, science in general frightens me, as do lights and loud noises. But, like, just those giant boats, I find them terrifying.
They're efficient. They're very efficient.
I think they really aren't, are they? I thought they weren't. All right. Anyway, that is something I can get down to. I understand Winston. I understand Groovin. I understand the twist. Well, Renegades needs to find something different, and they are going to look for something different. You know, I would not mind Mangachu actually staying on this Hanzo. He's got a pool that includes a lot of weird and strange things, and it's not just for the Sonic Arrow to check the door so far. He's staying on the Hanzo, and I like it.
I'm happy that he's coming out the Hanzo just because it's something that could catch FNRGFE a bit off guard here. And it was something that used to get played quite a bit on Gibraltar openings. It's not like we haven't seen this before. The problem is that it is feast or famine. This is the path of Hanzo. You either get a great headshot and the fight is easy, or you sit here wondering why your team isn't asking you to switch, but there it is! He gets onto Boink early on, the arrow hits its mark, and this is gonna open the way for Renegades.
Oink, oink, there goes the Boink as he's taken out immediately, and it's so great. He was doing a lot of little damage though. He's almost gonna have a Dragon Strike, which you would love to combo with a Graviton or any sort of CC, of course, but you know generally where teams are gonna reinforce from here, so it could be a good ult just without those things.
Very well could be, and I mean, more than anything else, it's a nice area where people might be wanting to come in through that side.
Yeah.
Well, now they can't come in from the side, and he finds Clockwork, arrow to the dome. Mangachu coming alive here on the Hanzo, which FNRGFE has not quite prepared for.
Well, you can say whatever you want about Mangachu, and people have said a lot, good and bad. But this man is entertaining to watch. He plays Torb, he plays Hanzo, he plays May, he plays everything.
But FNRGFE, they're coming back in. They're still delaying this out. Clockwork versus the world. Still in and around. Matt is down. It is just Clockwork here. This is beautiful delay, but it's not going to be enough to clear the way.
Discord, it does give his team time to, if they got split spawns, to get into better positioning. So he sacrificed himself so his team could live. Tracers have been on the chase. Jesus decides to give that one up, which is smart because the rest of the team was reinforcing right over the top.
Death was coming from him, and it wasn't even a Reaper. But one thing to note here, too, for Mangachu coming in is that he still can stand the Hanzo for now. I think he's going to swap if this next push doesn't work out, but it's still a threat that particularly Buds has to be careful of. You don't want to fall to a random arrow as a 76 when you are dependent on dropping the damage. But both teams, Hex, dropping the beat and going in here.
Mangachu, Clockwork taking a little revenge. Getting hit by a Hanzo as a Tracer does hurt your feelings, even though he's a pretty good counter to her. And he will take his pound of flesh away from him in the form of a pulse bomb, as it does seem like Renegades still getting the kills that they need here. Some stabilization kills coming in.
Well, this is surprising. Mangachu is staying on the Hanzo, so he did not skip geometry class. He is going to ride this Hanzo until it is ineffective, and for now, Renegades feels like this is still working. The problem is that they haven't really pushed a payload much in this last fight. It's been skirmishy, there's been trade-outs, but FNRGFE is still a bit ahead, so I do wonder when the breaking point for this Hanzo is going to be.
I wonder, they are getting other kills on the ground, even though we've been watching mostly the Hanzo here, and it has been their tank and supports doing some work. I think you don't give it up, especially with Dragon Strike. If they try to set up and they restabilize, you can always throw a scatter shot into the shuttle, and, you know, knowing my luck, the scatter shot will somehow hit me in the studio. But Mangachu is going to use the Dragon Strike, so the next life is going to be the really important one, right, of if they come through. But he does make them burn out some ults.
The Transcendence comes in from FNRGFE, possibly in reaction to Dragon Strike, but Pud's going deep, gets rid of the problem in that Hanzo. And now the real question is, will he swap now? He has no more ult charge.
Exactly.
Does he do another round of Hanzo?
No.
As this fight has not done well, and no. He's going to go to his 76 for better or for worse.
A little more consistent damage on that 76. A very late sound barrier on the side of the defense that I think Boink would rather have back. But for a bit, Mangachu did put the fear of Hanzo in the hearts of the team, and they had to play around him. You saw that they started focusing him, too.
They put the fear of Hanzo into both teams. Just a delayed reaction from playing CompQ Hex. Both Renegades like, wait, that's right, we planned around this. This is not a random pick. But FNRGFE being more aggressive in this counter engage. You have the Zens fighting each other, Bonnie gets it, and the sound barrier from Renegades doesn't really result in much. Mangachu under heavy Winston pressure, not able to do much right now, but gets some support from his Lucio and stays alive, even as the rest of his team falls down.
The problem is he was pushed into the corner, and it forced Jur to come with him and help him there, and that's where everyone else fell outside of that hallway. So they trade the Primal Rage to knock him around, take him out of the fight, even if you're not eliminating him. Say, you know, you don't necessarily have to kill people to neutralize them. Completely neutralized, forces the Lucio out of the fight, and then they won the fight off of the back of that, outside of that room.
This is a real problem, though, for Renegades, is that Hanzo shenanigans aside, they have been stalled out here for quite a while. Most of their time that they had that was going much in their favor has gone away. So if they don't take this fight, Hex, they're only going to have one more fight left. They engage with the Transcendence and take it on the ground. But the self-destruct is able to mitigate the benefits of that. So it's 5 versus 5 here as Primo tries to make something happen in the back, but he's not able to neutralize Buds at all.
No idea how Jur died there. The Transcendence was up. He was unable to hide behind the cart or get himself out of the bad position. And it has gone from bad to worse for Renegades here on their offense, trying to push in. They've not found really any sustained success. They've had a couple of kills, but nothing really to write home about. And now we're nearing about 60 seconds left just to get second point.
Well, we've focused on Mangachu a lot here, Hex, and as Renegades comes into what could be their final fight, the question is, will he be able to find room for his tech visors? Something he's very good at, but Matt's also very good at neutralizing it. And FNRGFE, they're going to engage here with the sound barrier. They don't want to give the opportunity, and this fight is already over. The one upside, though, it's so decisive that Renegades does get one more shot.
They do. It was going to be reset time, but then Muma just jumped on Mangachu and sent him back to spawn in a hasty fashion, as they will take the top of the shuttle. Renegades has not done much to try to take over the top of the shuttle, which is fine. You can run this strategy, especially given where the cart was, that you can ignore it and just take the low ground, but you are giving up the advantage of the high ground, and high ground has always been a thing in combat that you want to hold. Mangachu is still the only one with an ultimate ready here, and he's going to have to find a lot with it.
There's a lot riding on his shoulders, but this is not an easy point to get a great tack visor in from an offensive 76 anyways. And again, Primo, focused on early on. He does not get the support he needs, and this room could become a tomb for Renegades as FNRGFE starts pushing them back.
Renegades getting a little pressure on the carpet. Sherlocky goes down to Clockwork in the back line over there too. Here comes the visor, gets absolutely shut down by Buds there. And this is going to be our FNRGFE 69's map.
The thing about that on the last part, too, it wasn't even Matt there. It was Muma. Muma kept Mangachu in check, moved in, dropped the barrier on top, and then Budge just had the world's easiest cleanup in giving him a little bit of a present to shut down that tactical visor. So here's the thing that scares me a little bit for Renegades, is that even though Renegades is able to play a dominant Pharah on maps where you can get away with it, when you break down Control Center and Lijiang, and certainly Gibraltar here, their tank engages and control of fights has not quite been on the same level, and that's why FNRGFE was able to snowball so hard, and also what gave Buds such an enormous amount of space here.
I mean, that just looks like a solo player game where they just set it up for you. I agree. The one thing I would say in a counterpoint to that is that Renegades, if we get to a 5th map, it's going to be Control again. Yes. And Control and Pharah go well like peanut butter and jelly.
And all they have to do is win one more map to guarantee a 5th map. Now, of course.
And it's going to be Assault.
And it actually, yes. Wow, there it is. And next up, we do have Assault. And this is where the back and forth may continue. But I do have a question for you real quick.